My name is Steve, and as a child, I yearned for the mines. But it didn't really work out.
Go on! Get out of here!
So I did a terrible thing. I grew up. So I geared up to dig deeper and find out what I'd been missing. And this time, I was unstoppable.
Head fake! Oh, yeah!
My moment had finally come. I could just taste the adventure. So I mined my brains out until I found two mysterious artifacts. This thingy and that cool thingy. And when I put those two thingies together, you guessed it, it opened a portal to another world. The Overworld!
The Forge was one of those games that I just brushed off as mid compared to other upcoming games like Rel Seas and 4 Blues. But what I didn't expect was it to become the saving grace of late 2025 Roblox. Having nothing else to play, as Deep Woken fell off hard and Rogueblocks closed down months ago, I gave it a shot. Now I will first be explaining my subjective experience, so if you want an objective review, skip to the time on screen. When I first loaded into the game, I of course completed the tutorial. This teaches you how to mine, forge, sell, enhance, and apply runes. My initial impression was that the game took heavily from Fish due to the RNG and selling system and the overall look of the game. It felt like Fish done right. But although I was having a much better experience than when I tried Grow a Garden or Steal a Brain Rot, it still came nowhere near to the gems I have played on this platform, but I had no choice, so I pushed on and finished the tutorial to roll my race, Shadow, and work towards the Forgotten Kingdom. At that point, I had reached the endless grind that is this game, just to obtain gear that was only meant to help me for the early game in the second world, armor, a weapon, and a pickaxe. It took me about an hour. I actually don't remember how long Don't Hold Me to this, but it took a long time, and when I entered the second world, that gear was replaced promptly to adapt to the new environment. In the second world, I initially focused on upgrading my gear and doing quests, which took quite a grind, but nothing compared to my following endeavors. Because my next goal, a 100% Ior katana that could carry me until I obtained my endgame weapon, and an arcane pickaxe, the best pickaxe in the game. I probably watched about 20 YouTube videos and 5 One Piece episodes during my grind. It took me hours, on for a while and off for a bit for a day, then finishing it promptly in the morning. And while games like these should have a grind, as it makes the gear you obtain feel so much better. Holding LMB on a rock and fighting the same boring enemies for hours of your day is not a good grind. It felt like Blox Fruits with parrying and Fish with no minigame, but my need for a good game pushed me forwards, and I woke up the next day to obtain the katana and pickaxe. The katana, after some quick upgrades, could one-shot the weakest enemy in the Forgotten Kingdom, and the pickaxe could mine anything in the game, paired with my new dwarf race made mining much easier. So the grind did in fact feel worth it, but the method of grinding is just not it. So at last it was time for the endgame. I entered the volcanic depths to do quests and forge my endgame gear, but kept dying to Reapers. I am a former Deep Woken player, so I know when parry-based combat is done well or not. Why can I be hit during my hit stun from the last hit, giving the enemy 2 hits? Why does this slap move that the Reaper does come out so fast and barely show any movement straight after I hit it? This enemy is hard, and it should be hard, but it isn't fair until you become stronger than it. This is subjective. He may be fair. I'm not sure myself. After overcoming the enemies in this new location, I mined, and mined, and mined. It took much longer than my previous grind. It was all a blur, and I ended up getting my endgame leggings, so it was onto the chest plate, and I got leggings. I was okay with the RNG up until this point. It's a mining game, T. You can increase the chances of anything. Surprise has a good effect. But spending hours upon hours obtaining tons of legendary ores just to be given something you don't need is not a good surprise. Don't get me wrong, these leggings were much better, but I didn't need them. I needed a set and a weapon for the next update, but the game chose otherwise. All it takes is for the developers to allow the player to choose what they forge depending on the ores added. But no, because developers love RNG, because RNG gives them money, and David Bediddy loves developers because developers give them money. That's the end of my yap. So, as for my game review, here's an initial summary of my thoughts regarding The Forge. The Forge on the surface is a grindy linear bandit beater where your aim is to pray to the RNG gods for low-chance ores and put them into the Forge in the hope that you get what you need to progress. It is another game that aims to take advantage of children by making them repeat the same grindy processes every time they aren't given what they strived hours for. Instead of being unique, they took fish, parry-based combat, Souls RNG, and blocks fruits, and merged them into an ugly mess that could make them the most money possible without being too obvious like other games on the front page as of today. This being a popular game says a lot, as literally every other next to it has the same scummy formula, the same greedy tactics. The only thing different is that this slop has slightly more to do and doesn't have tung sahur. We really thought that we finally had something to play, but the only good games we've had this year are 2 Rogue Lineage copies, one meant for the original Rogue Lineage community, and the other meant for people like me that can't get into modern Rogue Lineage, I forgot, and Rogueblocks. But both these games closed because the developers are too lazy to manage their big hit games, so we have nothing, just another RNG slop simulator. It's always been like this, and it always will be like this as long as Roblox is on the stock market. I would go into the smaller aspects of game design here, but I know this video is getting max 50 views given that I upload before Eclipse. Curious to see what he says. Hope you enjoyed my rant. Also, for every sub this video gets, I will do 1-0